You really don't have to be that, you know. I mean, if you can turn pages, you can do the business. If you can push a button, you're pretty well on your way. Okay? You're not going to screw up. Learn how to do a presentation. Well, I'm uncomfortable. Let's remember this. Everything's uncomfortable when you first get started. It's like my kids today that are playing on national TV. Some of them couldn't get in a three-point stance when they were in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Okay? Today they're playing on national TV going on in the NFL. Sure, it was uncomfortable. But every day that you come out and you practice, you get better at it. Remember, practice is the key to what you're doing. Okay? Practice. We need to practice more. Write this down. Daily deposits is what makes the big money. Daily deposits. I'll give you a good example of this. Do it with my grandchildren. We have certain jars. Every one of them have jars which you put money into. Coins and so forth. Right? You know what I'm saying? When you leave here today, you'll have your loose change. Right? You'll throw it in a special little drawer, special little jar, or whatever. The jar fills up. You spill it out one day. You count it all out, and what do you find? Lots of money in there. All of a sudden, that nickels, dimes, and pennies amounted to a lot of money. There's $200 in there, $150 in there. So the 4 steps are really critical in the recipe of success. So number 1, I learned how to do presentations. Number 2, I got on the conference calls, which every Sunday night we do one. Okay? Why? Data and information comes from that conference call. You pick up from people. Okay? Thirdly, then, the weekly meeting system. Why do you come to a weekly meeting? Some of you may or may not have missed church today. Some of you may have went a little bit earlier. Okay? Why do you go to church? You go to church to reinforce what you read. Okay? Church is nothing but a support factor to what you read. If you read every day, and you study every day, and you go to church to reinforce what you read. Now, why is that important? Because we're a battery. Our life is a battery. Picture yourself as a battery. You got a negative pole on one side and a positive pole on the other. You go to church or you go to meetings to do what? Put jumper cables on to do what? Boost you up. Would you agree? And what boosts you up? Information. Good positive information boosts you up. If you don't go, if you let your lights on today on your car, what happens to your battery? It runs down. And we have to do what? We have to recharge it. So the weekly meeting system is a recharging factor to help each and every one of you become what? More solid in your business. And you learn data and information from that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you invested millions of dollars in McDonald's and they had a function each week, would you be there? If they had a conference call, would you be there? Certainly you would, because you want to get your investment back. Picture your mentality in this business, not investing $149, because you invested millions of dollars, and with that, you're what? You'll treat the business in a different manner as I have done, all right? And then, obviously, the 4th thing is go to the national convention. How many of you were in Dallas? How important was that? Somebody said, well, Dallas, Texas, it's expensive, this, that, whatever, to go, whatever. No, it's your business. And you're not going to a Legal Shield convention, you're going to your convention because this is an inheritable business to your family members. So you're not going to Legal Shield's convention, you're going to your convention, okay? And through that, what do you see at that convention? You saw a bigger picture. You saw how big this was really going to be. You know, when we get started in business, here's what it is in life. We get into a little stream. Now, what happens with most people, they get into a stream and they never go any farther because a relative kills them off or somebody else kills them off. Well, that won't work. They don't have any idea what won't work because they don't even know what they're in yet. Okay? But as you go down a stream and you go down long enough, you'll hit a river. And if you stay in the river long enough, you'll hit the what? You'll hit the ocean. Because eventually all the water's wound up there. Great? So, ladies and gentlemen, and then once you get to the ocean, you realize how big of a picture this really is. You say, my goodness, I didn't realize where this was really going to go. And once that happens to you, it's over. Okay? Once you've been and you've seen the bigger picture, it's over. You can never convince yourself that this is not going to work. All right? And that's the point of these 4 steps. So I want you to write those ingredients down again. Learn how to do a presentation, be on the conference calls, weekly meeting systems attend, and as a result of the national convention. All right? Now, you'll talk yourself out of it. You'll go, well, I've heard Dave Savula before. I've heard the Temptations sing 1,000,000 times. It's still the same. Am I right? It's still the same. Music doesn't change. Write this down. Music doesn't change. Only spectators do. We want to change the spectators. Why do I need to go to a meeting if I don't have a guest with me? You're the guest. Write this down. The only person you have to motivate in your life is you. You're the CEO and president of your own operation. Somebody said, motivate me. Motivate you? Why would I want to motivate yourself? How do you motivate yourself? Get involved with the activities then. Can you imagine Alabama and LSU? You're sitting in the stands and nobody even applauds. Alabama scores, you hear, yay. What the heck do you want to go to the game for? There are people strangling each other when that happened. Are you all with me? There was enthusiasm. There was excitement. My God, that's what we're living for. Enthusiasm and excitement. Let's start getting enthused and excited about life. But you know what? You get so beat down because you don't do what? Because you start getting into the rut and the routine. All right? Negative this, negative that, negative this. Well, let's buy cars with electricity. Well, shit, there ain't nowhere to plug them in. Get you a bigger car. And a guy one day said, he's 6'5", he's driving a Datsun. You don't even fit in. His face is in the windshield. He said, man, you see the gas mileage I get. Yeah, you might have gas mileage, but I'm going to tell you right, you could have back problems. Little cars are bad for your health. Told him that. Said, you got to think bigger. Cut him back. Let's make more money. America wasn't designed to cut. We're in a problem today because we started thinking that way. Started thinking about being aggressive. Let's make more money. It ain't a bad word. Work is not a bad word. I very seldom see it written on the bathroom wall. Go to work. Am I right? Go to work. Go to work. Well, somebody else can do it. That's not the way this country is designed. Okay? Let's get underway. All right? The thinking factor. We got to think differently. Is what it comes down. Now that you've got a vehicle to get somewhere, let's start driving the thing. Don't start into, well, I got to know exactly what piston's firing before I leave here today. One of my coaches, he's still mad about our game yesterday. John, we lost. Everybody say hi, John.
Hi, John.
I'll call you later, John. He's a member. He's not allowed on the playing field without being a member. You can't coach on my squad unless you're a member. Believe it, just the way it is.
$1.
Something happens, you're going to be looking for what? You're going to be looking for that issue, okay? All right, where was I?
Hi, John.
Huh? You got to get motivated on yourself. You got to get around motivated people. Worst thing some people do is you go home today and ask your relatives about this business. What do you think of Legal Shield? You don't even sound legal to me. Now, they're driving the same car, living in the same house in the last 20 years, and you're asking somebody advice and somebody... And no disrespect to that. I love all my relatives. Okay? They're all the ones who told me it wouldn't work. They don't mind coming to my beach house. They don't come to my big home on Lake Lanier and go, why do you have such a big home? So, well, that aggravate you. So you have somebody to talk about. That big that house is? Yeah, it'd be bigger. All right? Well, you've got to think bigger. All right? The Datsun. Get you a Cadillac. Get you a Mercedes-Benz where you can stretch your butt out. Don't worry about the gas. Make more. This country was designed to do what? Move ahead. I want to cut back. I got to cut back. At a president, they should turn the thermostat down. Hell, I was cold. Walk into people's houses, they got a babushka on it. Says, what are you doing there? Well, I'm cutting back. I'm going to die in here. Turn the thermostat up. Power bill goes up. Get excited. Take all of your bills today when you get home and put them on the kitchen table. Get all the kids around. Start reading them. Electric bill, $300. With the American flag in there. Salute. Make more. Am I right? Turn the thermostat up. Be comfortable in your life. We ain't designed to cut back. We're designed to go forward. If God wanted you to go backwards, you need to reverse your feet. Everything behind you is waste. You were designed to move in one direction. That was what? Forward. Good God. Come on. Let's start getting pumped up about what we got here today. Let me tell you what this is. A motivational stuff. I'm here to motivate me. When I get out here, I don't care what y'all do. I touch upon you today. Are you all with me? I hope I strike a chord in your life and get you moving in another direction. Some guy took the time to set me down at a luncheon many years ago that changed my life forever, ladies and gentlemen. I've been on a mission since then. I've been on a mission because I certainly believe in one thing in particular. If you're given something good in life, give it back. My mother once said to me, if you ever rained on in life good, make sure you rain all over people all over the world. I am on a mission of this thing. Let me just tell you this, okay? Again, you've got to get excited about what we've got, but you've got to get committed to what we've got, and you've got to sell yourself on this. Mr. Snowcyber once said the biggest sale that you've ever going to have to make in this business is when you sell yourself. All right? There is nothing negative about our business model here today. Been around for 40 years. There's nothing more that I can do for you today than tell you other than the fact is get underway. Get moving. Quit sitting around. Quit waiting for somebody else to make it happen. Like I tell my kids, if somebody throws a can down on the street, you stop and pick it up. Say, why didn't throw it, Coach? That's right. You didn't throw it, but America starts becoming great when other people pick it up and put it in and recognize the responsibility of that. You understand that? That's what you all are brought here today. You don't have to be talking like a kid. The problem is we're waiting for somebody else to do the job. We've got to do the job. We've got to do the job. Go, if you've got a negative problem here today, go out here and lift the hood of your car and find your battery. There'll be the negative pole and a positive pole. You can fight that negative pole all day long. You sink your teeth in that positive pole, you'll light up that front end. You know what I mean? We need to start lighting up the positive side of our life. Go home today, get rid of the garbage you've got. You know, take your garbage can from inside, outside house, put it inside house, stick your head in there. Start getting rid of this crap. Take it out, throw it out, and throw it to the dump. You see, too many of us are doing what? We're getting around negative stuff all day long, and as a result, we start thinking that way. Well, the world is bad. Everything is bad. You know, everything's happening bad. Bad. Ain't nothing bad about this country. It's the greatest country in God's green earth. We screw up and still the greatest. We got to get underway, right? Who's going to change it? You guys are going to change it, you and I. We're going to change. Somebody's got to get underway. Somebody's got to make a decision. Somebody's going to decide that they're in this game. You know, when I was in the Marine Corps back in the 60s, I can tell you one thing for sure. I didn't like being in Paris Island. I didn't like all that they did to me in Paris Island. But when it was all said and done, I respected every minute of it. You know why? Because they wanted me the best that I could be in the situations that I might basically have to be in sometime in my life. And ladies and gentlemen, things I didn't think I could ever do, I did there. As you guys read, many of you military people in this room today. All right? You can go bigger. You can do more in your life. But you've got to get started. Today, make a decision that when you leave here, you're going to get it underway. You're not going to play any games with us anymore. You're underway. That's it. It's as simple as this comes down. And if you have a problem recruiting anybody, just blindfold yourself and get down here to the shopping mall. And walk around the shopping mall blindfolded. Stick your hand out. You'll bump into somebody. And when you bump into them, they'll probably say, hey, why are you walking around this shopping mall blindfolded? You can blame it on me. So this guy from Georgia said, if I walk around the shop mall blindfold long enough, I eventually bump into somebody who might be interested in making money. Or you, that person. They say, no, you put that blindfold on and just keep on. Right now, God is my witness. Today, this great day in the state of Illinois, you get ready to rumble because we're going to go. We're going to go. With or without you. There was a movie not too long ago with Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. And at the end it was called Night and Day. Yeah. And you probably saw that movie. It was pretty simple. I really got excited about that movie, especially the end of it. Because in that movie, she ends up, she looks at Tom Cruise and says, are you with me or are you without me? And ladies and gentlemen, that looks just like our shield. So my question to you today, are you with me or are you without me? And I think you're with me, guys.